A very good evening to all viewers of Global Edu Leader Forum, those who are going to watch this program on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media channel. This is the joint effort of Sri Lanka and India. So wish you happy Vijayadashmi to all people of Sri Lanka and as well as India. This program is a part of Global Edu Leader Forum venture, which talks about connectivity of head and heart. We have lots of information in this world, but once we take this information in practical life and it is being converted as a human welfare, this is the aim and objective of such program. Global Edu Leader Forum connecting more than 30 to 40 countries all around the world. Closely, we are doing project with Brazil from year and plus. So this is biggest initiative taken by Panthea, who is a president for Global Edu Leader Forum, and her team, who is going to take lead for reforms in education, educating people for their happy life, I must say, and as well as our cultural, social exchange of India and Sri Lanka. So on this occasion, I would like to welcome President Panthea, who is taking care of the forum in Sri Lanka, and today's one of my special guest, Dr. Asita Khosla, who has been practicing his family medicine from last 14 years. And I'm happy to say this, he is a Toastmaster. And as well as he is working for the social cause, and which makes this forum rich with your presence, Dr. Asita, because you are working for tobacco alcohol prevention. And another best part in you, which I can read it, you love, your hobbies are farming and traveling. So this is my open invitation to India. Anytime you wish to travel India, and I do promise I would be surely traveling to Sri Lanka, and we can take this collaboration for human cause, because tobacco alcohol problem is the same. Panthea used to be our regular panelist and very active, especially in communication skill. I still remember her program, which was collaborated with us. So I would like to invite Panthea here as a president and lead coordinator and program director for such collaborative program of India and Sri Lanka. Panthea, welcome to you. I would love to know what is your thought process, how we can contribute to the society, how India can contribute to Sri Lanka, how Sri Lanka can contribute to India as a social exchange of communication, health, and entertainment. Over to you and welcome to you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Asita. And I would like to first thank you for this opportunity. It's a real great opportunity. And I would say, for me, emotions are always at the core of my being, right? So for me, life without emotions is a very dull life, very monotonous, and you can't connect to people on any level, right? So if we develop this student exchange program, culture exchange, I think there's a lot in common, not only because we are neighbors, but India, Sri Lanka, when you take the food, the heritage, the religion, the festivals, the clothes we wear. So all those things are closely linked together. And that makes it one of the best choices for us to reach out to India, which is of course my first love, and then for India to reach to Sri Lanka. So when we talk about culture, there is a lot in common, but there's a lot to learn as well. And we in Sri Lanka also have a lot of diversity in places of different magnitudes and heritage, importance of historical places, which students and coordinators, they can come and they can experience for themselves, because we see through the pandemic that sometimes life is very short. I actually came to realize through the last year that life is not what we plan it to be all the time. We may plan something, it may come to pass or it may not. So the best thing that I can think of is live in the moment. And with that, we should, as you say, connect the head, the heart, and then we can enjoy culture, we can enjoy arts. I mean, I love to travel myself. And communication. Communication is not only verbally, but the expressions we have through our faces, the voice that connects. Actually, it's a soul that connects to another soul, the way we communicate with others and reach out, not mere words alone. So I think, as you said, there are 40 countries in which gel is, circulating. It would be really great for us to do more now, since we are sort of coming into a post COVID-19 situation. So my dream is, and my reality, and I hope that Asita also shares the same, and the others who are with me on my committee, emotions to be really built up in a human being is very, very important. Whether you're a professional at a hierarchy, you may be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, you may be an entertainer, you may be just a vendor down the road, but emotions play a vital part. So my dream is this: connecting head to heart, connecting India, Sri Lanka. Let's move forward. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic, Panthea, and I'm happy to see both traveler, because if I add myself, I love to travel a lot. Would be a real proud moment for Global Edu Leader Forum, adding as a second country for collaborative students, teachers, training program, exchange program, idea of heritage and culture. Because as you said, without emotion, there is nothing in the world. Machines are machines. They cannot understand your pain and happiness. Pain and happiness is an integral part, which can be, I think, expressed through emotional connect only. And I agree, we have a lot common things to share. And just I keep saying, the small boundary line, a virtual imaginary line on the ground cannot divide us. I talk about global community, reason behind, if air, water, earth is same, how we can be
Yes.
divided? If blood group is just 4, so how we can be divided? If we are breathing same air which is passing from Sri Lanka to India and from India to Sri Lanka, how we can divide air and water? So this complete universe, complete globe belongs to us. It's just a matter of thinking. So here I have a very special guest and a person who is always connected with society, Asita. It is my dream and desire to take doctors on the forum, because life is somehow deeply connected with you. And I believe in prevention. So today we will touch 3 topics: physical, mental, and social. So mental, I think emotion will fill up. We had already talked about. I would love to know more about physical and social aspect of health. How you have been doing it, what was your experience, and what is your message to my all viewers, those who are students, those who are teachers, either they are in young age, either they are in child age, or they are in the post age of retirement. Once again, welcome Dr. Ashita, and over to you.
Thank you, Sir Singh and my friend Panthea. I thank both of you for inviting me and giving me opportunity to share my ideas. Right. There's a famous saying: when you are alone, mind your thoughts. And when you are with people, mind your words. It's all about social health and mental health. And speaking about physical health, the most important part as perceived by many in the world, which is really not. Because they think physical health is more important, and it is what they feel. If they have fever, if they have pain, or say pneumonia like COVID-19, they feel that physical ill health, and that is, and they go to doctors or to an Ayurvedic practitioner or an alternative medical person, and they seek help. But have they ever gone to a doctor and said, "I'm really sad. Can you please help me?" Never I heard so, and never I met people like that. In Sri Lanka, we have to seek for people who need help, mental health wise. Sometimes we see people who quarrel, who go into unnecessary conflicts, and they face troubles. So we need to help them socialize. We as doctors see in hospitals and maybe in private sector or government sector, people who really need help in physical wise. They maybe have COVID-19 or the pandemic as we see these days, or something else like they met with an accident and they have a problem with their body. But that's of course what most doctors take care of and what most people look upon to the health system, get help for their physical ill health. But I focus as a person who try to prevent abuse of alcohol and abuse of tobacco, the use of both of them, and also focusing on mental health. See, as a person who's much involved with family practice, family medicine, people need help. They have to look after their mental health. In this pandemic, we started in 2020. In Sri Lanka, we started in 2020 March, and up to now it's there. I just told it's post COVID-19, we are there, but as doctors, we don't have such hope. It's still going on. We may have, and it might come with so many waves in the future. So it's all depend on our discipline and our mental health. So I invite the forum of global edu leaders and also people who will watch us, that you have to focus and you have to very much be attentive to your mental health, because you have to mind your thoughts. The thoughts are what will take you to the targets, your goals. Let them be good targets, good thoughts, or bad targets and bad thoughts. Your mind will take you there. But as people who always share what India gave us from ancient past, Lord Buddha came from India to Sri Lanka, and King Vijaya came from India to Sri Lanka. And what we have in our history, that we started from there. So we share same culture, same rituals, same thoughts, and we are not taken by Sri Lankans when we go to other foreign countries. They think that we are Indians, but we have to tell them that we are Sri Lankans. Living just under India is sharing brotherhood and sharing all culture and all other network system. So I think people should be much attentive and focusing on mental health. And that mental health part would take all of us to good social health. We call that social well-being. WHO, or World Health Organization, define health as well-being of all these four parts, not only three searching, it's four because it's physical, mental, social, and spiritual.
Excellent.
Health.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes. Spiritual health is what that most religions would take us to. Not that our mind is going to bad deeds and bad goals and bad targets to succeed onwards, but to have good thoughts and think about the society in a dimension that we need it to be uplifted. So we can hope for the best to the society and to the person who has the thoughts about those. So the spiritual part of a person should always come from good physical health, good mental health, and good social health. If the person has good mental health and physical health, he will connect with the society. Otherwise, they will have problems. Like we see that people who are born with low level of mentality and intelligence, we call them rather people with learning disabilities. Earlier, we call them people with mental retardation. We don't use that word now. We tell them that people with learning difficulties, learning disabilities. So those people can't connect with society as what we expect in the ideal form. They can only get something what others give and learn from looking at somebody, but not use your mind and think and connect with the society and go to that hierarchy, the spiritual level, what we expect. So it's all about giving birth to a healthy person and bringing up that person to the level that we need from the education as such that you are involved as global educators, and making that person a disciplined, best version of human being who would also carry that his thoughts and his deeds and his responsibility towards the generation next. That's what my thoughts are in this evening.
I think it's an excellent example. You are talking about the spiritual health. In fact, I do believe the day Panthea has joined this forum, never ever I felt she's from some other country. I was going through her Facebook page. If you see, she always keeps saying, you know, my first love is India. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Vijayadashmi, Dasahara, Holi, Diwali, and everything. I'm a little keen observer. I read people's profile likes and dislike. I have gone through 7-8 books of graphology. Reading person means persona. Persona means which you look, which you reflect. And that is actually, in fact, reflection of your feelings within. Physical health, one component. By birth, you are growing, you are doing something. Second comes to after physical, if you're talking about mental, by education. And once people are physically fit, they are groomed, and mentally they are above average without any negative thought. They leads towards spirituality. I openly invite on this first program 2 places: Varanasi, where Buddha has given his first message to the world, and another place is Kushinagar, which is the Nirvana place, very calm and cool place where he left his body at last. So these 2 places, Varanasi is my hometown, and Kushinagar closely, I think 4-hour journey from Varanasi. So Sri Lanka students, doctors like you, and the President Panthea is welcome to visit these 2 historical and spiritual places. Why I say spiritual? Buddha never talks about any religion. Always he talks about peace of mind. Always he talks about inner happiness. And the best part which I can make from his life is he used to say, close your eyes and see within. If you close your eyes, you can see what you have, what thought process is going on. This outer cosmic world cannot give you peace and happiness. So Panthea, coming to you for 5 minutes, you have been in communication. Always you are proud to be a teacher. What Asita was talking about, shift from mental health, as I know you are a very emotional person, because you reflect your emotions, how mental physical health can be converted into good spiritual and emotional health, because this is lacking. This pandemic has given lots of challenges to any parents, to the students. They have lost their emotion, they have lost their belief and faith within. So as a trainer, how you take it forward? What you would like to advise to youth?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And that was a lovely talk by my good friend Asita. From that, what I really gathered was through a medical perspective, with someone from another background, dealing with diverse people and with people of different levels of understanding, emotional level, it could be physical, it could be mental and spiritual as well. What I feel is right now to get your mental and your physical well-being back on track is to get the things that we have not been doing so far, like relaxation. Basically, we are not relaxed as human beings, right? Because
Correct.
we always worry about tomorrow and we always regret about the past, but we forget to live today. Today we forget to live, right? That's a problem. That's what I've been telling myself. And I tell a lot of my teachers as well and students, live in this moment. So that is one area. If you live in that moment, you can physically build yourself. Whatever age you belong to, you can exercise, you can have a good diet plan, you can make things, do things that make you happy. Because a lot of us are always under obligation to make somebody else happy, to please somebody else. But what I feel is if we can make ourselves happy, because if you don't discover who you are, you can't be mentally or physically developed. That's what I believe. And that's something I've learned from school. Because I've been a very shy and timid person till I was about 18. And then I went into drama, I went into public speaking, and I really discovered what life is and what life makes you. So if you discover that, and along with that, balance your life. It's very hard sometimes. It's not easy. It's easy for me to say it rather than do it. So if you balance, give time to relax. When you want to do you go ahead with your career, you go ahead with your studies, balance it. Because life is not only getting, those certificates, the medals, the positions in life, but there is that peace of mind. When I always have this in mind, when you lie down to sleep, I always think, am I able to sleep peacefully? If you're too rich, you have problems. If you're too poor, again, you have problems. But if you're content, this is the problem, right? So mentally and physically, you can get your life on track. Exercising, diet, planning out your schedule, trying to put a small timetable. It will take time, but it's worth it. And then from there, if you shift on to the emotional part, where anywhere in the world, if you go, you get the 6 universal emotions of happiness, sadness, surprise, disgust, anger, and fear. So once you realize these are real, it's okay to be afraid at times. It's okay to cry at times because there's a lot of taboo. You shouldn't be sad. You shouldn't cry. You shouldn't be afraid, especially if you're a gent, if you're a guy. Now they say if you cry, a boy cries in class, he's called a sissy, or, he's really looked down upon. He doesn't have strength. And if a girl gets angry, what happens? Everybody says she's a loud mouth. You can't express your opinion sometimes. So this is where I feel that we need to balance that our emotions, whether you're male or female, we have emotions built in, right? And by doing that, if you get those 3, the 4th one, which is your spiritual well-being, will come into place, because you'll be peaceful with yourself, and that is the best thing you can do to your faith. Whether you're a Christian or Buddhist, Hindu or Muslim, whatever religion you belong to, at the end of the day, we are all human. And we should learn to understand the contentment and peace that life gives us when we learn to balance life out.
Really great. Really great. Really great. This is heart-touching sentence. We practice our religion by birth. Why? Because we are being trained. We are being oriented by our parents, our society, and the people. In fact, religion is nothing more than a life practice, or the practice which was passed out by your parents to you. I was in Middle East for 7-8 years. I have very good Christian friends. I have very good Muslim friends. My origin, if I practice Hinduism, never ever at any moment of life I had any difference of opinion regarding religion, because religion is a practice like a cloth color which you wear. Inner core, your heartbeat, emotions are not divided into religion. Emotions are the same. And they can change once you are intellectually observant. If you give pain to someone, Mother Teresa came to India. She was not aware what she was doing. And she became something else. Another example, APJ Abdul Kalam, who became president of India, no one was thinking at all. He will be the one of the greatest person whom I admire personally, all educated word. So Christianity, Islam or Hinduism is not going to define you. They can be reflection of your practices. But the real reflection is, as you said, your spiritual journey towards helping people, towards kindness. And more than that, if you think this whole universe, whole globe is your family, where smile in chemistry is the same, blood group, if you say biologically in the same group, the medical science practices which is being practiced in America, which is being practiced in China, same being practiced in Sri Lanka and India. So there is a, I think, long talk required, and we take this journey forward, starting from this place, to bring people on emotional health. Emotional health, as Dr. Asita was saying, and Panthea, this becomes the need of this hour. We are rushing towards, missile, bomb, and fighter jets, and what exactly they are going to help the humanity. What has happened to Afghanistan? What has happened to Syria? What has happened to Iraq? I think there was some lack of, if you say, emotional connect. Objective was not being clear. And we all, and this is my dream, to take humanity forward rather than a religious practice, rather than war, power, and fight. So this is all for today. And I would love to take one line closing comment, since this is the first episode of India-Sri Lanka joint venture program. My heartiest congratulations, Panthea, and proud of you. You are taking this journey forward. And Dr. Asita, you have added a value. And in fact, I would love to learn more from you and take you to the, as a young guesters, Toastmaster, those who are really, really waiting to listen to you in coming time, along with the students. We can have some more session. So a single line closing comment. What is your message at last? Dr. Asita, and then vote of thanks, Panthea.
Right, I'll add a concept.
Yeah.
Or something that for you to reflect. 2021, October 10th, we celebrated World Mental Health Day. World Mental Health Day. And the World Mental Health theme was proposed by World Federation of Mental Health. We call it WFMH. It was founded in 1998. So 2021 mental health theme is mental health in unequal world. Mental health in unequal world. So we see inequities in everywhere. Like India, richer are getting richer.
True.
Poor are getting more poor. So we have things, there's a gap that we as doctors and as intellectuals, as experts in many fields, we have a gap to close. So these inequities, please see in your society. What people will not see, what people will not get, and what they deserve. It's all due to power, not only poverty, poverty is due to corruption. It happens in India, and it happens in Sri Lanka. We share that as well, not the brotherhood, not the culture, but that
Really great.
do
Really
something
great.
as leaders.
Wonderful, wonderful. Panthea, over to you for your presidential vote of thanks.
Thank you. I would like to say a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. So when we have an attitude of gratitude, it's always drawing miracles to us. We are a magnet of miracles. So with that, I would like to thank Dr. Asita for giving his time. He's held up with all his work, but managed to give us his valuable time, which is so priceless, and shared a lot with us. And also, I would like to invite him for further talks and conferences, which would enrich our forum and would make Sri Lanka proud as well. So thank you so much. And also to you, sir, for this wonderful opportunity that you have given, because there are so many people who would do it, who would stop, but you've been continuing for a long time, and I've seen that has a lot of impact. So to the GEL family, for their support, for the opportunity, and for meeting friends all over the world to share happiness through our intellectual levels, through emotional levels, and also through bonding of the heart. So thank you, and it was a wonderful session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Panthea. There is a line which is being said, alone we can do little, together we can do so much. So GEL is yours. GEL is not belongs to me now. You are part of GEL. Each member, I used to say that, feel that GEL is yours. This is not owned by me. What? GEL is a journey of transformation. GEL is a journey of happiness. GEL is a journey of well-being. GEL is a journey of being together. GEL is a journey of helping each other. Nothing more than that. We have achieved a lot in life, what we wanted. We have bread and food everywhere if you are honest and dedicated. But what you need collaboration, happiness, sharing of happiness, taking happiness from others and giving happiness to others. This is the main objective of Global Edu Leader Forum. I proudly say in coming time, we will be making lots of program for the students, for the teachers, and training program, which is the expertise. And Dr. Asita, I think I can request you to be available once we need you for tobacco, alcohol, and such preventive programs, because that is actually inner core happiness which you have and which reflects your humanity and which can save this world. And you people are, honestly speaking, already designed in my life cycle. I believe in, there was some connection in the whole universe once we meet, but after meeting that, we have to take this journey forwards towards spreading humanity, happiness, making others happy. It means being happy. That's what I believe. So thank you so much for being with us. We'll meet you in the next program with the more vibrant talks and topic. All my viewers, wish you happy Vijayadashmi once again. And this is first episode of India, Sri Lanka. So I must remind you, all Sri Lankan students, teachers, those who are watching this program, this forum is yours. Join it, lead it, take it towards the last man who is seeking our help in terms of education, in terms of health, and as well as it was rightly said, a spiritual journey, a cultural exchange of India and Sri Lanka. This is all for today. Thank you so much. Hope to see you once again very soon.
Thank you.